She used to say we had the kind of love others envied. And for the longest time, I believed her. 6 years of marriage, and not once did I question her loyalty. Emma was my safe place, my reason to push harder, work smarter, be better. We weren't flashy, just comfortable. The kind of couple who had Sunday morning routines and silent conversations with just a look. I never thought I'd be the guy telling this kind of story. She worked in marketing, always sharp, always glowing when she talked about her campaigns. I work in tech, quiet job, quiet guy. She brought the light. I kept the ground stable. That's how I saw it. We had our disagreements, of course. No relationship is perfect, but nothing major. Or so I thought. It started with little things I brushed off too easily. She started going out more often. At first, it was just a drink with the girls or team-building events. I trusted her. I didn't ask too many questions. I never wanted to be that controlling husband who checked her phone or asked for locations. It wasn't who I was. And she never gave me a reason to doubt her. Until she did. One Friday, she mentioned a birthday party for a friend I didn't know too well. She was excited, picked out a new dress, spent extra time doing her makeup. I complimented her, kissed her forehead, and told her to have fun. She smiled and said, "Don't wait up." I didn't. I watched a movie alone and went to bed early. I woke up once around 3 a.m. and noticed she still wasn't home. I texted. No response. Eventually, she walked in just before 5 a.m., said her phone died, and she fell asleep at her friend's place. I didn't argue. I made coffee. She barely touched hers. Looking back, I remember how different she felt that morning. Distant. Her eyes didn't meet mine the same way. I thought maybe she was hungover. Maybe she was just tired. We moved on. But then, there was that one time I walked into the room and saw her quickly putting her phone down. She said it was nothing, just a meme from a coworker. I smiled, said okay. But something small cracked inside me. I ignored it. A week later, I overheard her giggling over the phone. When I walked in, she stopped talking, said it was her sister. I nodded. She didn't lie well when caught off guard. I remember thinking, am I being paranoid? I hated that thought, because that's not who I was. I was her husband, and husbands shouldn't be suspicious of their wives without a reason. But there it was, the beginning of the reason. Quiet, unshakable. Something had shifted, and no matter how much I tried to silence it, that seed of doubt had already taken root. She left that evening around 7. Said she'd booked a cab and would be back the next morning. She was glowing, hair done, makeup sharp, that same new dress she'd been excited about all week. I told her she looked amazing. She smiled, gave me a quick kiss, and left. I didn't think twice. That night was quiet. I ordered food, watched a show we usually saw together, and went to bed a little before midnight. I remember glancing at her side of the bed, feeling something I couldn't name. At the time, I chalked it up to missing her. I woke up once around 2:30 a.m. and noticed she hadn't messaged. I sent a simple "You good?" and fell back asleep. She texted back after 4 a.m. Yeah, sorry. Phone died. Crashed at Melissa's. Love you. In the morning, she walked in with her heels in her hand, hair messy, still wearing the same dress. She looked tired. I asked how the night was. She said it was fun, loud, and she had a little too much to drink. Then she went a shower without much else to say. She didn't look at me the same that morning. She barely looked at all. Later that day, I noticed her phone buzzing on the counter. The name on the screen wasn't familiar. I didn't check it, I never did, but something about the way she rushed to grab it made my stomach tighten. She laughed nervously and said it was just a friend from the party sending pictures. I let it go. A few days passed, but that weird feeling didn't. I noticed small shifts. She started smiling at her phone a little too often. Late night messages. Her screen always tilted away. I heard her laugh while texting, a laugh I hadn't heard directed at me in a while. Then came the picture. A mutual friend posted a group photo from the party. Everyone was smiling, holding drinks, having fun. Emma was in the back, sitting a little too close to a guy I didn't recognize. His hand rested behind her, casual, but intimate. I stared at that hand for a long time. When I asked who he was, she said, he was a friend of a friend. I nodded, but something inside me stopped trusting her that second. I didn't accuse her. I watched. I listened. She was colder now. Quieter. Sex stopped. Conversations became basic. She'd leave the room when taking calls. Her phone had a new lock code. She said it was for work security. I didn't argue. Then one night, I heard her on the phone, whispering in the kitchen. Her voice was soft, playful. I only caught a few words before she noticed me and hung up fast. She said it was her cousin venting about relationship drama. I said nothing. I wasn't sure yet. I had no proof. But every part of me knew. Something happened at that party. And she thought I'd never find out. She happened by accident. We had the kind of love
snooping.
Others envy.
I wasn't looking for
and for
anything.
the longest time,
I was
I
using her
believed
laptop
6
to print
years of
something
marriage.
for work.
And
She
not
left
did
her
I
email
question her
open.
loyalty.
A message caught
Emma
my
was my
eye,
safe place.
not because of the
my
subject,
reason to push
but
harder.
because of the name.
Work smarter.
The same
Be
guy
better.
from the party
We
photo.
weren't flashy.
His
just
name was
comfortable.
Nate.
The
The
kind of
subject
couple who
read,
had Sunday
"Last
morning
Friday,
routines and silent
I clicked it
conversations
before I
with
could
just
talk
a look.
myself out of it.
I never thought I'd be the guy
paragraph.
telling this kind of
No
story.
fluff.
She
I
worked
haven't
in
stopped
marketing,
thinking about that
always
night.
sharp. You said
Always
it was a mistake,
glowing when she talked
but
about her
it didn't feel like
campaigns.
one. I work in
I
tech,
know you're
quiet
married,
job, quiet
but I'd be
guy.
lying if I
She
said
brought the light.
I didn't want to see you again.
I kept the ground
My
stable.
mouth went dry.
That's how I saw
My
it.
hands shook.
We had our
I read it
disagreements,
twice.
of course. Then
No
3 more
relationship
times.
is perfect.
She'd replied
but
too.
nothing major.
I told you I
or
can't.
so I thought.
That night
It started
got out of
with
hand.
little things I
don't
brushed
want to
off
make
too
things
easily.
worse. She started going
She
out
didn't
more
deny
often.
it.
She
At
didn't tell him
first,
off.
it was just a drink
She
with
didn't
the
say
girls
it never
or
should have
team
happened.
building events.
She said it got out of
I
hand.
trusted her.
That was
I
it.
didn't ask too
That
many
was my
questions.
confirmation.
I never wanted to be
closed
that
the laptop.
controlling husband who
I didn't
checked her
move for a
phone
while
or asked for
My
locations.
mind ran through
It wasn't
every
who I
moment
was.
from the past 2 weeks.
And she never gave
every
me a
lie,
reason to doubt her.
every strange
until she
look,
did.
every
One
excuse.
Friday, it all
she
made
mentioned
sense
a
now.
birthday party
I
for
wasn't
a friend
crazy.
I didn't know too well.
I wasn't imagining
She was
things.
excited.
She
Picked out a
cheated.
new dress.
That evening,
spent extra
I asked
time
her
during
if
her
we could
makeup.
talk.
I
She looked
complimented her.
nervous, kissed
I
her
stayed
forehead,
calm
and told
I
her to
asked her
have
about the
fun.
party again.
She smiled
She gave
and said,
the same story.
"Don't wait up."
I asked her if
I
she
didn't.
remembered a guy
I
named
watched
Nate.
a movie alone.
She hesitated.
And went to bed early.
Too long.
I woke up
Then
once
said,
around 3
he
a.m.
was just someone she
and
talked to
noticed
briefly.
she still wasn't
I
home.
nodded.
Then I
texted.
said I saw the emails.
No response.
Silence.
Eventually,
she looked
walked
at me
in
mouth
just before
open,
5
then
a.m.
shut again.
Said
Her
her
phone
face
died,
drained of color.
and she fell asleep
She didn't
at her
speak
friend's
for
place.
almost a minute.
I didn't
Then
argue.
she whispered,
I made
I
coffee.
didn't mean for it to happen.
She barely touched
I
hers.
asked her what happened.
Looking back,
She
I
sat
remember
down.
how different she
said
felt
she
that
drank
morning.
too much.
Distant.
They started
Her
talking,
eyes
and
didn't
one
meet
thing
mine the
led to
same
another.
way.
That
I
phrase,
thought maybe she was hungover.
One thing led to
Maybe
another.
she was just tired.
I hated how
We
casually
moved
she
on.
said it.
But
Then
then it was a
there
domino
that one
fall,
time I
not
walked
a
into the
decision.
room and saw
She
her
said it
quickly
happened
putting her phone
once.
down.
Just that
She
night.
said it was nothing.
That it didn't mean
just
anything
a meme from a coworker.
That she regretted
I
it
smiled
the next
morning.
Said okay.
I
But
asked
something
why she
small
never told
cracked
me.
inside me.
She said she
I
was
ignored
scared
it.
to lose me.
A week later,
I told her she
I
already
overheard
had.
her giggling
She
over the
cried.
phone. She
When I
begged me
walked
to
in,
understand.
she stopped
that
talking.
it was a mistake.
Said it was her
that
sister.
she was in a weird
I
headspace.
nodded. She didn't
That
lie
she didn't
well
plan
when
it.
caught off guard.
I asked her
I
how
remember
many other
thinking,
mistakes I didn't know
am I
about.
being paranoid?
She swore
I
it
hated
was
that
only
thought.
him.
Just
Because
that night.
that's not who
that
I was.
she never talked to him again
I was her
after
husband.
that email.
And
I
husbands
told her I
shouldn't be
needed
suspicious
space.
of their wives
I left
without
the
a
room.
reason.
She didn't
But
follow.
there it was, the
I
beginning
remember
of the
that
reason.
moment clearly.
Quiet,
The
the
sound
sound
of
of
nothing.
nothing.
Something
no
had shifted.
footsteps. And no
No
matter how much I
explanation.
tried to silence
Just
it,
silence.
that seed of
And a
doubt
truth
had already
I never
taken
asked
root.
for.
She
The
left
days
that
that
evening
followed
around
felt
7.
empty.
We
Said
were in
she'd
the
booked a
same
cab
house
and
but
would be
barely
back the next
spoke.
morning.
Every
She
time
was
I looked
glowing.
at her,
Hair
I saw
done,
a version
makeup
of her
sharp.
I didn't know
That
existed.
same new dress
Someone
she'd been
who could
excited
lie,
about all week.
cheat. I
and
told her
come
she
home
looked
like
amazing.
nothing happened.
She smiled.
She tried to talk
gave
a
me
few
a quick
times,
kiss and
but
left.
I wasn't ready.
I didn't think twice.
I wasn't angry anymore.
That
just
night was
tired.
quiet.
Numb.
I ordered
I
food,
moved into the guest
watched
room,
a show we usually
told her
saw
I
together,
needed space to
and
think.
went to bed a
She
little
agreed
before without
midnight.
resistance.
I remember glancing
that
at her
silence
side of the
between
bed,
us grew
feeling
louder
something
every
I
day.
couldn't name.
She started
At the
leaving
time,
notes.
I
Short
chalked it up to
apologies,
missing her.
reminders
I
of
woke
good
up once
times,
around 2:30
promises
a.m.
that it would never
and
happen
noticed
again.
she hadn't messaged.
I didn't throw them away.
I sent a simple,
but
"You
I
good?"
didn't respond either.
and fell back asleep.
One night,
She
she left
texted
a letter
after
on my
4
pillow.
a.m.
3
Yeah,
pages.
sorry.
She talked
Phone
about how
died.
she felt like
Crashed at
she was
Melissa's.
losing herself.
Love you.
How the pressure
In
of
the
being
morning,
perfect.
She walked
of
in
never
with her heels in
disappointing
her
anyone
hand got
hair
too
messy.
heavy.
Still
How
wearing
she
the
felt
same
invisible
dress.
lately, like
She looked tired.
she was more roommate
I asked
than
how the
wife.
night was.
It wasn't an
She
excuse.
said it was fun, loud.
At least she didn't
and
try
she
to
had
make
a little
it one.
too much to drink.
But it didn't change
Then
what
she went
did.
a shower without
I
much
read
else
it
to
twice
say.
and left it in
She
the
didn't
drawer.
look at me the same
I
that
started
morning.
going on walks alone.
She barely looked at
talking
all.
to no one.
Later that day,
Thinking
I
about
noticed
what
her
it meant
phone
to
buzzing
forgive
on the
someone.
counter.
Not
the name
to
on the
say it,
screen
but
wasn't
truly mean
familiar.
it.
Could
I
I
didn't check
ever
it. I never
trust her
did.
again?
But
Could
something
I look
about
at
the way
her
she
and
rushed to
not
grab
see
it
that
made
night?
my stomach
Could I
tighten.
ever hold
She
her
laughed
without
nervously
wondering if she'd
and said
already
it was
replaced
just a
me in her
friend
head?
from the party
I
sending
didn't
pictures.
know. I
let
still
it go.
don't.
A
Friends
few
started
days
to
passed,
notice,
but that weird
a couple
feeling
of them knew
didn't.
something was off.
I noticed
but
small
didn't
shifts.
trust.
She
One
started
night,
smiling at her
I
phone a
confided
little
in
too
my
often.
closest friend.
Late night
He listened
messages.
quietly,
Her
then asked
screen
me something I
always
hadn't
tilted
considered.
away.
I
Do you
heard her
still
laugh
love
while
her?
texting.
I didn't
a laugh
answer
I
right
hadn't
away.
heard directed at me in a
Love
while.
doesn't just vanish.
Then came the
but
picture.
it changes.
A mutual
It
friend
breaks,
posted a group
twists,
photo
scars.
from the party.
Emma kept
Everyone
trying.
was smiling,
She
holding
offered to
drinks,
go to
having
therapy.
fun.
She
Emma was
said
in the
she'd
back,
cut contact
sitting a little
with
too
everyone
close to
from
a
that
guy
night.
I didn't recognize.
She deleted social
His
media.
hand rested behind
She
her.
cried more in those
Casual,
weeks
but
than I'd
intimate.
ever seen her
I
cry
stared at
in
that
our
hand for
entire
a long
marriage.
time.
But
When
the
I
damage
asked who
was
he
done.
was,
She
the
said
version of us
he was
that
a friend of a
existed
friend.
before was gone.
I nodded.
I didn't want
but
revenge.
something inside me stopped
I didn't want to
trusting
hurt her
that
back.
second.
I
I
just
didn't
wanted
accuse
peace.
her.
I wanted to
watched.
wake up without
I
that
listened.
pit in my stomach.
She was colder now.
So I told her I was
Quieter.
leaving for a
Sex
while.
stopped.
No
Promises.
conversations became
No decisions
basic.
yet.
She'd
Just
leave the
space.
room when taking calls.
She nodded.
Her
No
phone
begging
had a
this
new
time.
lock code.
Just tears.
She said it was for
I
work
packed
security.
a bag and
I
left.
didn't argue.
The hardest
Then
part
one
wasn't
night,
walking out.
I heard her
It
on
was
the phone,
knowing she'd never
whispering
be
in
the
the
same
kitchen.
in my eyes
Her
again.
voice was soft
and
playful.
maybe I wouldn't
only
be the
caught a
same
few
either.
words before
Trust,
she noticed me
once
and
broken,
hung up fast.
doesn't return
She
in
said
full.
it was her cousin venting
Sometimes
about
the
relationship
best you
drama.
can do is survive
I said
the wreckage.
nothing. I don't know
wasn't
where we
sure
go
yet.
from here.
I had no
Maybe we
proof.
rebuild, but
Maybe
every
we
part
don't.
of me knew.
But I know
something
this.
happened at that party.
Love without honesty
and she
isn't
thought
love
I'd
at all.
never find out.
And sometimes walking away is the first step toward remembering who you were before everything fell apart.